deficit pulls, best way to help deadlifts off the bottom. Are you asking, are deficit pulls the best way to help the deadlifts off the floor? They can be. It can teach you to kind of pull longer. That could be a leg drive issue, could be a position issue, or a form technique issue. It's hard to say without seeing a video. A lot of times what will happen, people think they're weak off the floor. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say their ass flies up in the air first, and then they're in a bad position. So I'm going to say, and deficit pulls would help this. I would say like mid back and hamstring work. A lot of the time, unless the person's pretty advanced, just getting, I know this is really generic, just getting stronger will help. But deficit pulls are a good exercise. They'll help you off the floor. I think snatch grip deadlifts are a good one to help you off the floor. They help keep your upper back locked in so you don't get rolled over so quickly. Assuming that's what's going on. What's the benefit of it, he said. So back to the snatch grip deadlifts, it's going to build your upper back more, your mid and upper back more. Really good exercise. I did them the other day and I need to do them a lot more. Nate, what do I think of isometric and eccentric triphasic variations in the max effort days? Hit up Christian Anto for this. He's kind of developed a whole program around this. I'm not a fan. Buddy Morse used to do this a little bit with his groups. He would kind of plug in, and this was years ago. I don't know if he's still doing this, but years ago, he would kind of plug in that triphasic model into the max effort lane. I'm a fan of all the benefits of max effort, so I don't like taking that out if, depending on the group. If the group can do some true max effort work, I'm a fan of doing that instead. What Christian did was kind of plug, and I think this is a good way to do it. If I was going to do it, this is probably how I would do it. Plug the triphasic model or cycling into that second barbell movement. So it'd be kind of your second barbell, your supplementary exercise. Plug it into that lane. I'm pretty sure that's what he did, but hit him up and see how he's been doing it. Any advice for a late 40s guy getting into conjugate training, not competing? Start off easy. I have a few articles over on Elite. There's a ton of articles over there. Mine's something like, what the hell is it? High mileage conjugate or something like that. Just start off low volume and work your way and slowly build volume over time. Don't crush yourself. Pay attention to your recovery. What I've noticed as I've gotten older is my recovery, I still get sore, that's all the same, but I hate to say nervous system because everybody beats this to death, but day after hard training, my brain's kind of fried, so it my whole system just seems kind of run down. Kind of like I drank too much cough syrup the night before type thing, so pay attention to that. But just, start low volume and slowly build your way up. Best GPP for early teenage sprinters: lifting and sled dragging. Is it useful adding chains for deadlift? Yes. Abso-motherfucking-lutely. To quote the great late Cliff Burton. Yes, teach you to accelerate through, deload you a little bit in your most vulnerable position. I think the mistake people make with it is probably maybe using too much. I think, so here's, probably use too much and get too reliant on it. So once it's getting time to get back to the meet or closer to the meet training, they haven't done enough with just regular straight weight. So they go to the meet and the regular weight's a little foreign. And I think a lot of stuff that you'll find on training with chains is geared towards people with gear that are competing in gear. So they're probably reading that. I think if you're a raw lifter, you probably should use a little bit less accommodating resistance, because you don't have the gear. The feel of the strength curve is a little bit skewed. So if you're looking at, are these waves? Are you guys waving at me? I don't know. What's up, John? So yeah, chains are good. Just maybe use a little bit less chain on your percentages than somebody who's competing in gear. And you didn't even say raw, so yeah. My bad. Any back work on deadlift day? Yes. I'm an advocate of training back every day. I think it's very hard to train your over back, so I'm a fan of doing rows every day you're in the gym. Just got Conjugate U for my 15-year-old son. Any insight for a 15-year-old lacrosse player? That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I got some high school kids doing, basically following the book and training conjugate. The biggest thing you can do is don't make it too complicated and make sure he's doing the movements right. Execution of the exercises correctly and with the right intent is the biggest factor in, honestly, almost any athlete's success. That's where you're going to have the biggest impact. That's why good coaching is so important. So yeah, make sure they're doing the stuff right. That's why I put all those videos and stuff in there so people can kind of see that. Yeah, and then other than that, once they got that nailed down, then you can, start progressing the training along and kind of getting fancy with it. But just make sure they're doing the movements right. Make sure they know how to accelerate weight. Make sure they know how to jump hard, land soft. Keep a little bit of sprints in there, all year round. If you got, maybe like 5-10 yard sprints or whatever before your lower body days, something like that. Your jumps. Don't overcomplicate things. A simple, solid training program will go a long way, if they're staying on top of their sport.